I would make myself strong enough. But now, I am not so sure. I do not know if I will ever be able to work hard enough to beat real talent.
Yo, welcome back to the House of Animation. It's your boy Jay, and today we have another banger of a video for you guys. We're going to take a look at how the Narutoverse wasted the character of Rock Lee. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn them alerts and notifications on. But first, let's drop the intro. When we're first introduced to Rock Lee in Naruto, he's one of those characters that everybody can respect because he comes from a lineage that does not allow him to be good in ninjutsu, neither genjutsu, one of the three major jutsu techniques in the Naruto world. Knowing that he would never be a famous genjutsu or ninjutsu user, Lee would be mocked by his peers at the academy, leaving him his only option left to master taijutsu. And with no better placement, Lee's placed on Team Guy alongside two great ninjutsu users, Neji the Prodigy from the Hyuga clan and Tenten. Yeah, y'all remember Tenten. Under the tutelage of his team leader, Might Guy, who is a famous ninja who has only been able to get to his legendary status through taijutsu. The perfect mentor for a young Rock Lee who would adopt Guy's style, the crazy bowl cut, the green jumpsuit, and the bushy eyebrows, and his training regimen. He learned the Guy mentality, that dog in him. Not letting status or limitations block you and believing that hard work and dedication will bring you to the promised land. He believed that no matter even if you're labeled a genius, you could always be surpassed by that underdog through dedication and training, something he adopted from God. And this would put him at odds, albeit one-sided, with his teammate Neji, who was considered a prodigy like I mentioned before, who Lee sought to surpass. And we're introduced to Lee and Might Guy during one of the greatest arcs of Naruto, the Chunin exams. And not only that, Lee and the team actually had opted not to take the Chunin exams the year prior, adding more fuel to the hype train that was Team Guy. Like, my man's Lee comes in acting all meek and like weak, and then comes through and washes Naruto and Sasuke. And just when he's about to cross Sasuke over, it's intervened by Guy. And we get to see more of Lee's abilities in the Force of Death, where he saves his crushed Sakura's life from the Sound Ninja. But no better moment would define Lee's early hype than the battle against Gaara of the Sand. And during the matchup, we see Rock Lee's Nindo, aka his ninja way, get put on full display, facing off against the monster that is Gaara of the Sand, who is hailed as a genius and prodigy, versus Rock Lee's taijutsu, who at the age of 12 had mastered taijutsu already. After trying to test around with Gaara's impenetrable defense, Rock Lee does one of the most hypest scenes in all of anime. That man dropped his weight. Oh my god. And in that very next moment, we see Gaara finally getting his impenetrable defense cracked for the first time, because Lee goes into that Usain Bolt mode and starts washing Gaara. And at this point in Naruto, we were already introduced to some dope ass abilities such as the Sharingan or Naruto's one-tailed Jinchuriki form. But when Rock Lee opened those first 5 gates, yo, let me tell y'all something. It was something that we had not seen before. And yeah, you could kind of equate it to the Kaioken or say it was ripped off from Dragon Ball Z or inspired, yada yada yada. What made unlocking the 8 gates so special was that it allowed the user to gain access to more power, speed, and the ability to use new powerful moves. But it had a catch. The more gates you use, the higher the risk and strain that it would put on your body. And by unlocking the 8th gate, the user in the end would die, prompting Might Guy to only tell Rock Lee to use this to protect things that were dear to him, such as his friends and his ninja way. Shoot, even Kakashi, my favorite character at that point in Naruto, even said that Rock Lee was a genius for being able to use 5 gates out of 8. Even himself recalling how hard it was to open the first gate. Even after going all out, unfortunately Gaara ends up taking the W. And as he's about to kill Rock Lee, my boy Might Guy comes through and saves the day. Only for Rock Lee, who at this point is on his last leg, literally still gets up unconsciously, not willing to back down from the fight. That's how hard this man went. And honestly, I know we was all asking, who's cutting onions in here? When we found out that Rock Lee might never ever ever be able to be a ninja again after Gaara crushed his limbs and from the strain of the 8th gate. And honestly, very early on, it pained a lot of Naruto watchers to see the rest of the Chunin exams from Rock Lee's perspective, because on one hand, he wanted to be happy for his teammates, but on the other hand, he wanted to be out there and following his own dream by proving himself as a taijutsu master. After being sidelined after the Tsunade search arc, we see our boy Rock Lee return in one of the most epicest fashions ever. And honestly, after a very quick surgery, this man legit has 2 back-to-back hype moments. When this man comes through and saves Naruto from Kimimaro, we learn that Tsunade was actually successful in completing a surgery that saved Rock Lee and returned his limbs to original state, although he had to still take it easy and take medicine. But being the drunk that Tsunade was, she accidentally mistaked the medicine for her own sake. And when Rock Lee, who actually had no alcohol tolerance, took a sip of that sweet Hennessy, Rock Lee would use the drunken fist and get in that ass, boy. Even though this fight was very short, in hindsight, it is hailed as one of the best fights in Naruto for a reason, because we got to see Rock Lee come back from the underdog status to put their hands on Kimimaro. And honestly, after being originally introduced as the Konoha 9, which consisted of the 9 Geni from Konoha during the Chunin exams, we thought Rock Lee was going to be more prominent in the story. But the next part of this fight would foreshadow how he would be wasted as a character. Upon being saved by Gaara, yes, the very same person who almost put Rock Lee on a t-shirt a couple months ago, they both decide to fight against Kimimaro. Noting that he would only probably get in Gaara's way, Rock Lee is unfortunately delegated to a side character for the rest of the fight, and the two of them only survive because Kimimaro's illness takes him out at the last second. This turn in Rock Lee's character development wasn't truthfully noticed by me until the end of the series, and honestly, it was really due to me being blindsided by the fact that Rock Lee was introduced with 2 back-to-back hype moments. And not only that, the Sasuke retrieval arc was such a good ass arc, dog. And just like his teammate and rival Neji Hyuga, who we discussed in the past, they both had good fights during the Sasuke retrieval arc. So I'm over here thinking that the future's bright for them, dog. But little did we know that this man Kishimoto would pull a fast one over our heads. It felt like the characterization of Rock Lee was akin to Akira Toriyama forgetting about Launch from Dragon Ball, because the majority of Rock Lee's story development in Naruto Shippuden is relegated to mostly filler arcs. Even towards the end of Naruto, it's all filler art. And the first time that we see Team Guy introduced into Naruto Shippuden, they're actually going to perform backup for Team Kakashi to go help rescue Gaara from Akatsuki. And at first, I'm like, whoa, hold up, Rock Lee's about to do some work, because we see him disarming Kisame. But then they get captured and they fight some clones. Yeah, it's very anticlimactic. And after getting separated from Team 7, Team Guy at the end comes to meet up with them, only to run into Deidara, only to getting saved by Kakashi in the end. And I'm like, okay, you know, it's cool. It's not really about Konoha. Like, I can let that slide, whatever. But in the most pivotal battle that Naruto faces before the 4th Great Ninja War is when Pain comes to Konoha. Ask me, where is Team Guy? They were out on a mission the whole time and they missed the whole fight. They came back to see Hinata laying on the floor. And in the end, everyone's all happy. Naruto's a hero and Lee's shown celebrating Naruto. And I'm looking like, bro, you could have helped. Like, if Konohamaru was giving people the business, there was no reason why Lee was excluded from this fight. And honestly, for the rest of the series, he's delegated to being a support character. When we find out that Sakura actually wants to kill Sasuke, he is there to escort her. Even during the Great 4th Ninja War, he's shown in the beginning protecting Sakura as she heals my guy who arrives to the war injured. And mind you, bro, we at the end of Naruto. At this point, I don't forgot about my man's Rock Lee. I couldn't believe it. And even during the war, like, who did this man really fight? He fought against Haku and the legendary taijutsu master Chen, who would have been a great character to have been added to the story early on, but was only relegated as an anime only character. And also remember, by this point in the war, Lee could open the 6th gate. And unfortunately, there is no bigger impact in Lee's character development than the death of Neji Hyuga. Rock Lee's ninja way allowed him to believe in himself and had him put countless hours of training in to surpass what would be considered real talent, i.e. be Neji Hyuga or genius, and the underdog could also be perceived and respected in the same manner. Even if he had limitations, Rock Lee had the gift of perseverance, and that allowed me to resonate with Rock Lee so much on a personal level because I truthfully believe hard work always pays off. And with the death of Neji Hyuga, we're never ever able to see Rock Lee finally overcome that hump, something that drove him from his youth, something that defined him as a character. We were never able to see that. But to shoot my dog Rock Lee some bail, he did have some wins during the Ninja War. This man Rock Lee rushes at Madara and cuts the man in half, disconnecting Madara's connection to the tailed beast. Or like the time that he and the rest of the Konoha 11 took on Naruto Senjutsu enhanced tailed beast mode and were able to land a blow on Obito. But unfortunately, good times don't always last forever, and Kishimoto made sure to pull us out of the Genjutsu, because when Rock Lee and the rest of the world fell victim to the infinite Tsukiyomi, guess what this man's dream was? Him finally bagging Sakura, or rather her bagging him, after washing Naruto and Neji. This man was a simp to the very end. I totally forgot he even liked the girl. Why does everybody in Naruto like this girl? But that's neither here nor there. For me, Rock Lee was a fascinating character because not only did he have a great ninja way, he had a great sense of morality, and he ultimately was that underdog that would do whatever to prove himself, not just to the world, but more importantly to his own self. And that scene when Mike Guy is talking to him as a kid, when he's saying that it seems so pointless, that scene will always stick in my mind. Anytime I feel like I'm about to fall off the wagon, I remember Rock Lee's perseverance. That's what made it so difficult for me to understand or wrap my head around the fact that Rock Lee was delegated to a supporting character. So it made no sense to me, honestly, and I get it. Just like with Neji and Shippuden, there were so many stories to wrap up and introduce and characters and yada yada yada, but we forgot about our core members, and that's what made part 1 so fantastic. Everything was grounded and centralized, and those are some of the main reasons why we believe the Narutoverse wasted the character of Rock Lee. But as always, thank you for stopping by the channel. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn them alerts and notifications on. It really helps the channel grow. And also leave a comment down below on whether you agreed with the video or you didn't. And well, you already know what it is, baby. With that, gotta blast.